In Bill Clinton's successful 1992 presidential campaign, James Carville made no secret of what he thought the campaign should be all about. He was, in effect, the author of the shortest and most effective campaign strategy memo in history. Everyone remembers it. It's the economy, stupid. He actually put that on the wall of the Clinton campaign headquarters. And now Republicans have a similar message that they are much more likely to just whisper amongst themselves at this point than put on any campaign office wall. It's the tariffs, stupid. The Republican Party has always been the anti-tariff party. Republican senators have always been in favor of free trade agreements until Donald Trump. Until Donald Trump changed all of that. But with an election year approaching, Republicans are getting increasingly worried about the tariffs that they would be attacking if they had been imposed by anyone other than Donald Trump. Pennsylvania Republican Senator Pat Toomey tells Politico, there's no question that trade uncertainty is contributing to the slowdown. We're in a very good place. The danger is, where are we going to be a year from now if concerns about trade continue to be an irritant to growth? That is as brave as Republican senators get at the moment in trying to float the warning to President Trump about the tariffs. But Pat Toomey is not the only one. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson told Politico, the biggest risk to the economy is the whole trade situation. I think the president did a great job. We stopped doing the regulatory burden. We have a fair tax system, and the whole trade war has injected a huge dose of uncertainty and instability. Senator Johnson blamed White House trade advisor Peter Navarro for the whole thing. He said, I don't think Peter Navarro understands the instability of what he promotes and what his trade war is injecting into the economy, Senator Johnson said. And so, for Republican senators who are brave enough to float warnings about the trade war, it is Peter Navarro's trade war, suddenly, a person most Americans have never heard of. It is Donald Trump's trade war. But by this time next year, for political survival, who knows how much Republicans running for re-election to House Representatives and the Senate might have to break with the president on what is most definitely not Peter Navarro's trade war. Politico reports that Republicans like Senator Toomey and Senator Johnson are speaking to the White House about this and, quote, however delicately, they are urging Trump to show more flexibility on China, and it does not seem to be working.
Pat Toomey, who I know you respect, Republican from Pennsylvania, says, the quote, there's no question the trade uncertainty is contributing to the slowdown in our economy. Is he right?
So what does Pat Toomey want me to do? Does he want me to say, let me put my hands up, China, continue to rip us off? Just continue. Tell Pat. I like Pat. Tell Pat, continue to rip us off. Let me give up right now, China, even though we're winning. Let me give up right now.
That is exactly what the Republican senator with the most experience in international trade thinks the president should do. Give up right now. Senator Rob Portman was the United States trade representative in George W. Bush's administration. Now, Senator Rob Portman is telling Politico, quote, the administration has to be prepared to take off the tariffs in order to get a good agreement. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office now says that the Trump tariffs have reduced economic growth and increased American consumer costs. The Trump tariffs have hit the American agriculture sector the hardest. That has been one of the strongest areas of Trump voter support, and now corn growers are being hit hard again by the president's attempt to help another industry that usually supports Republicans, the oil business. The Associated Press tells the story this way. The trigger wasn't Trump's China tariffs, but waivers the administration granted this month to 31 oil refineries so they don't have to blend ethanol into their gasoline. Since roughly 40% of U.S. corn crop is turned into ethanol, it was a fresh blow to corn producers already struggling with 5 years of low commodity prices and the threat of mediocre harvests this fall after some of the worst weather in years. That's our country stabbing us in the back, Farmer Randy Miller said. That's the president going, the oil companies need to make more than the American farmer. That was just, I like the oil company better, or I'm friends with the oil company more than I'm friends with the farmer. In a new Quinnipiac University poll released today, 41% of voters said that President Trump's policies are hurting the nation's economy. 37% said that President Trump's policies are helping the nation's economy. And those numbers are not numbers that bode well for the president's reelection, to put it mildly. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.